Somebody mention birds? Hi there birdies, and welcome back to the channel today. So, where are we today? Anyone like to take a guess? Well, we can certainly see there's plenty of water about, which there wasn't a month or so ago, and some pretty distinctive mountains in the background. What about this view? Does this give it away? Maybe soon. So these little constructions are little huts used to appease the spirits of the animist belief which many of the locals still hold. Well, I'll give you a couple of minutes to make your guesses. Meanwhile, just sit back and take in the fantastic scenery. It's amazing what a few weeks of rain can do. 3 or 4 weeks ago I was here and all this area was totally dry. So that bit of rain was certainly a godsend. What a wonderful view. I guess most of you have probably got it by now. So yep, this area is Khao Sam-Roi Yod. Sam-Roi in Thai meaning 300 and Yod meaning peaks. So this area is the mountains of 300 peaks, located in Prachuap province, which is on the west side of Thailand. Turning into this little side road along the canal, I was alerted by a constant chirping of birds. But which bird, you may ask? These birds are busy constructing nests at the moment, which is actually a bit late. So this is actually for this group. As I say, I've been here before. So this little group here, it's actually their second brood of the year. Any ideas yet? Well, this is the beginning of the construction of the nest. As you can see, it's just random reeds tied together, but when I say random, they're certainly perfectly placed to build the nest. Ah, there's a clue. Did you see him? There he is again. So this is one of the 3 species of weavers that we have here, and I would say this is probably the least commonly seen. So this one is a streaked weaver. And here you can see the male bird fluttering his wings, and what he's actually doing, he's starting the construction of the nest, and as he progresses with the nest, he'll flutter his wings and call for a female to come and inspect it. If she thinks it looks good, then he'll continue. Here we can see this male, and he's calling and fluttering his wings, a little display to try and attract a female. I think basically he's saying, hey, look at my house. This one's pretty good. Come and have a look. So a lot of the land along this little lane on the right side is being reclaimed to use for fish farms and shrimp farms, or should I say prawn farms. But I've been down here many times, and it's usually a real good hotspot for birding. And for those who like to keep out of the sun, there was a little wooden shelter which, as far as I've been told, is no longer accessible. Somebody's purchased the land, they're going to turn it into a prawn farm, and the little track where we would pull off and sit in the shelter has now been fenced and gated off. Also, you can see here that they're starting to construct a bridge across the canal. There's always a few happy fishermen along the canal. Yeah, so this is the point that I was talking about. It's a beautiful view of the mountains and what looks like a big lake on the left is actually not very deep, but as I say, we've had a bit of rain, so the water level's up. But from what I've been informed, this is going to be sectioned off, made into separate pools for prawn farming, which is a real shame, but I suppose that's what they call progress. At least the prawns will have a nice view. Anyway, driving back, another one of these little pools. You can just about see it. There's a couple of little grebes there. And now you can see him a bit clearer until he disappears. Also, there's always plenty of black-winged stilts about, and this is a juvenile, a baby black-winged stilt from this year's brood. And if you look in the background, you can see a cute little ringed plover. So the next little pool just down the road, there's a pair of little grebes guarding their nest. So the nest is actually on top of this little bit of construction. And there's another one. And another one. Also putting in a very brief appearance was this Eurasian moorhen. Anyway, we're going to head back to where we started at the beginning of this little journey, where all the marshlands are. But not before finding another unusual find. Somebody's just dumped a toilet. It's just been placed there. I certainly don't think it's operational, but you're welcome to have a go. As I say, driving in Thailand, especially in rural areas, there's always something that's going to surprise you. So, this is quite a main road, but it's also used by the local farmers to move their cattle from pasture to pasture or field to field. But yeah, it's not something really that you would expect to see wandering along the road. A whole herd of cows. Morning, cow. Alright, our next little stop along the road turned up these grey-headed swamp hens. I think it was about 1 p.m. when I filmed this, so the light is certainly not good for the swamp hens here, but they're still pretty clear. Again, a bit further down along the road, I just pulled off, and there was redshanks, sandpipers, common sandpipers, amongst quite a few other birds. So here's a little challenge for you guys to leave a comment. Can you name all these birds here? Can you name all these little waders and sandpipers? Ah, the great egrets. Look at the kink in his neck. This is one way that we can identify and denote whether it's an intermediate or a great egret. And yep, he got a fish. Now you have to be really quick. Leave a comment if you know what that bird was. Another little ringed plover, followed by a pair of Siamese pied starlings, turning over bits of mud to find anything living underneath to fill their bellies. Now this is another really great bird. Pretty difficult to film because they're so small and they never seem to sit still, but not so bad here. These are chestnut moonias or black-headed moonias. Usually seen in small flocks of 5, 6, 7 birds. And yet another Eurasian moorhen. This one's a little bit clearer. A plain prinia was chirping from the top of this little tree, and amazingly this little tree had the plain prinia, this little green bee-eater, and also a pair of plainback sparrows. When I say a pair, actually there were 3. It was actually this single male and 2 female birds. Maybe he's just been lucky, eh? So I think we'll finish up the birds with a few more of the streaked weavers. As I say, they're not so common nowadays because of loss of habitat, but there seems to be a fairly good population here. Right, well, I think that was about it for the day. So not too many birds, but, well, I say not too many. There certainly were many birds, but I didn't get too many on film. Again, this was more sort of experimental video. So again, you can see the little spirit houses, but these ones are occupied by a pack of dogs. Well, I suppose there's a bit for everyone. There's got to be space for all. Anyway, that's it for now. Another little video, this time just around the marshlands of Sam-Roi Yod National Park. What a cracking place. Hope to see you there soon. Don't forget all the usual, like, comment, subscribe, leave a comment. Don't forget to hit the join button for new updates coming soon. Well, that's it. Nothing else to say. See you on the next one. Bye for now.